Right, listen, we'll stay with Europa League, of course, because I think it's an interesting question about Leicester and West Ham. Should they prioritise this competition? And the reason I say that is because, of course, if you win it, you get Champions League football. So, in theory, you can finish 10th or wherever. And if you win the competition, it's like finishing in the top 4. And, of course, it comes with a trophy as well. So why don't clubs like Leicester and West Ham that aren't going to win the Premier League, right?
Leicester have won big trophies in recent years.
Okay, they have, right? They've won the FA Cup, they've won the Premier League, we know. But let's be honest about this. Let's be honest about Leicester and West Ham, more so Leicester because they've done it recently. They're not going to be ahead of City, United, Liverpool and Chelsea. It's not going to happen this season, right? So why don't they prioritise this competition?
It's tough to kind of prioritise kind of any competition. I mean, you look at West Ham's squad and it is thin.
Very thin.
Thin.
Yeah.
Leicester's is...
Okay, a prime example with West Ham, right? Sorry to butt him, but if you've got Antonio that we know can never last the whole season, right? He's always in and out. If you've got a big Europa League game, or even a Europa League game, right, in the last 16...
Speaking of Antonio...
We'll go there in a minute. If you've got Antonio playing, right, in the last 16, and you've got a game at the weekend in the Premier League, and you're going to play him for one game, are you playing him in the Premier League, or are you going to play him in the Europa League?
I mean, if you prioritise certainly the Europa League, and you're right in terms of getting them into Europe. For club sides like West Ham, who are quite thin, as I said, in squad rise, I'd probably prioritise the Europa. Now, they had a really good season last season in the Premier League. They were fantastic. But you're right in terms of getting them they're not going to get in the top 4. So they're not going to in the league. They're not going to get in the top 4. But the Europa, if they can somehow get them, there's some big teams, by the way, in the Europa League.
Well, do you know? It's funny you say that. You got Monaco, Rangers, Lyon, PSV, Napoli, Lazio, Galatasaray, Marseille, Leverkusen. Some big names in there. But yeah, for me, West Ham, as long as it doesn't compromise their league form too much, then I'd probably go all out to try and win it. Leicester's a little bit different because they've enjoyed recent success in terms of the Premier League, which wasn't that long ago, and the FA Cup. So they're okay. So I don't think they need to prioritise. I think they're probably more so, although Leicester like picking up trophies, I think their league form, they're not as desperate maybe as a West Ham. But if I'm West Ham, certainly after the start they've made so far, I'd probably prioritise the Europa. We will carry on our chat with Leicester and West Ham. Here's a question for you, right? I've got 2 questions. Do you think the fans' view, because when the Europa League came out, when they changed the name of Europa, up until maybe last season or the season before, it was completely poo-pooed. Even me, I called it the Mickey Mouse Cup until, of course, my team got to the final and won it a few years back and obviously lost it
last year.
Yeah, okay. But are fans now, because it comes with a ticket into the Champions League, are fans taking it more seriously now, do you think?
Potentially. I mean, listen, I didn't like the Europa in terms of watching it. I love playing in European competition like Europa. I loved travelling to different stadiums, playing against different teams. But certainly as a fan, Thursday night football for me wasn't the one. I only started to really take the Europa League seriously was like quarterfinals, semi-finals. And I go back to probably the last time I watched it from start to finish, I'm pretty sure was when Porto won it. And I'm talking about when they had Falcao. Was it Porto? They had Falcao, Hulk, and someone else up front. They won it easily. And that's probably, that was a long time ago. That's probably the last time I watched it start to finish. But certainly I think there's a lot of games in the competition, but I think there's a lot of poor quality teams that are in there, which is what put people off. Do you know what I mean? It feels like all the best teams end up at the quarterfinal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. But you've also got prize money now. For argument's sake, if you win the Carling Cup, you get 5 million. If you win the Europa League, you get 20 million plus.
There's certainly a lot more shine. Yeah, there's certainly a lot more shine now.
Here's a strange question. Okay, what would be better?
I can't wait for this.
Here's my question with regards to Leicester and West Ham. Right? Okay. What would fans? This is going to sound barking. Right, but hear me out.
Will be.
What's better? What do fans want? Would West Ham and Leicester rather finish second and get into the Champions League that way, right?
Yeah.
Or finish 17th and win the Europa League?
17th Europa League trophy and you're in the Champions League.
17th.
But you've won the trophy.
But you would have lost 12, 13 games that season.
But you've still won a trophy, a big trophy at that, and you're in the Champions League.
It could be your high. Okay, let's take West Ham.
Yeah.
Be their highest ever Premier League finish ever.
Okay, and they're in the Champions League.
Yeah. Or 17th.
But they've won the trophy.
Yeah.
I'm taking 17th and winning the trophy.
Are you?
100%.
Is it a mad question? Are there any people out there who would take second?
Oh my goodness, because you win the trophy as well as getting in the Champions League.
But your league form has been appalling.
But then
you'll probably lose your manager.
Listen, I wouldn't.
Hold on. You wouldn't lose your manager.
I wouldn't take relegation.
No, obviously, I'm not putting it on the table.
But I'd take 17th and winning the Europa League and back in the Champions League.
Rather than going the whole season, you might have lost one game.
Yeah.
You finish second, highest ever.
Yeah, but you've got nothing to show for it.
No, but you have an amazing...
you know what it's like?
Hold on.
It's like the championship.
Right,
the championship?
Right, yeah.
It's like the championship. You ask players that have been promoted automatically or gone through the playoffs, and they always say the playoffs is better.
Right. But here's the thing, okay? If you're a football fan and your team finished second, chances are, throughout those 38 games, you're going to have lots of and lots of fun times. You're going to be beating all the big heads, right?
Yeah.
And you finish second.
Yeah.
Or you've had an awful season in the league. Hold on.
An unbelievable time in the cup.
Yeah.
Won the cup.
Yeah. But most weeks you're just got beat 5-0.
No, I'm taking 17th and winning the Europa.
Let's
Cup.
chuck that out there as well. That's nice. All right. So I want to hear from Leicester and West Ham fans if you think you should take the Europa League as your main priority this season.
No, I want the other question.
Okay, but that's. Do you think they should, Leicester and West Ham, should that be their main aim this season?
I think West Ham, certainly. Well, Leicester, as I said,
okay,
they're a bit different because they've had recent success.
Okay, and both of those sets of fans and football fans as well, would you rather finish second and get in the Champions League that way, so you've had a great season, or finish 17th, have an awful league campaign, but win the Europa League?
And you're in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad 17th.
Do you think anyone will phone up with second?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, fine. I think there'll be quite a lot.
But I think there'll be a lot of people saying they'll take 17th and a trophy.
Second and no trophy, or 17th and a trophy?
Okay, quickly before we go to a break.
Yeah. Is it going to be about Man United?
Someone like Burnley. Do you think they'll take 17th and the Europa League?
Or second?
Or second?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
They'll take a 17th.